So we'll do it. We'll have our light hand weights, the 1 to 3 pounds. As always, don't go above those 3 pounds. Just kind of working on those little isolated movements within the shoulder joints. You don't have to use your weights if you don't want to. You can always use soup cans or water bottles or just whatever you randomly have at home. We'll get started here. Just gonna roll out our head first, roll out our shoulders, and then we'll just dive right in. So let's take our right ear to our right shoulder. Just getting the side of that neck stretched out. We're already thinking about our bar posture, so we're keeping that ear right above the shoulders. We're already thinking about scooping this in. We have our heavy tailbone aiming straight to the ground, and we're not popping out our rib cage. Let's take that head and just angle it like the teeniest bit forward so we can really get into that side neck here. And then we're just going to take it through the center nice and slow. Bring our left ear to our left shoulder. Bringing it a teeny bit forward. And then we're just going to kind of roll it through the center a couple times. And then we'll just take like 2 full head rolls each direction. Just kind of loosening up our neck. We'll reverse that. Bring it to the center. Let's start rolling out our shoulders. So really big shoulder shrugs. For me, at least once it starts getting cold and snowy out, that's when I realize my shoulders are like constantly up here by my ears because I'm cold. So just start with that roll back and down, nice big movements, just loosening them up. And then we're gonna roll them forward. Let's just settle them in. So still thinking about that kind of pulling those back shoulder blades down and together. Good posture with our ears over our shoulders. We're going to start with our little warm up here. We're going to start with our side toe taps today. So bringing those arms parallel to the ground, we'll pull them back as we do our side steps. So just pull them back here. So nice controlled movement. So we're not pulling in those arms around. We're thinking kind of like nice isolated movement. So when I do these toe taps, my arms really aren't going further back than my shoulders. So kind of fun. If you do it around in the circle, you kind of feel like you're doing a little dance. So if you want to try that, go for it. Just little toe taps. If you're like, I want a little bit more, we can always add those curtsies here. I like to slow it down for these just to not freak out the knees. So kind of adding in a little extra strength, especially when you slow it down, at least for me. That's kind of what I like to think about. Let's party out. We'll do 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Great. Come to our cactus arms. We're going to do our little twists. And then we'll also add in some toe tap things. So let's just start with those margins. We're thinking really straight spine. So that movement is coming from that core. You're bringing it out like a washcloth. We have our nice strong arms. And our toes are just springing off the mat. I'm going to do a ton here because I want to do our toe taps or ankle taps or whatever you want to call it. So continuing with the legs, we're just going to tap the inside of your shin or your heel. Even you can lean forward a little bit for this one, but still keep everything scooped in. Belly button to spine. Just working on that internal rotation of the leg. We'll just do 3, 2, and 1. Switch to the outside toe taps. A little Charleston fun. At least that's what it looks like to me. Still kind of working on springing those toes off the mat. You're scooping your belly. Your shoulders are rolled back and down. We just have 3, 2, and 1. Great. Let's take that right arm nice and long at our side. Left arm comes up. Scoop this in. Nice side stretch. Come up on that tippy toe. That body's super long on that side, a nice straight line from the tip of your finger to the tip of your toe. And then bringing that side down. Left arm comes up, same thing, nice and long here. Tip of the finger to the tip of the toe. Bring those arms down, grab your little hand weights or whatever you have to use. We're gonna get ready here. We're gonna come into a nice wide second position. So our second position, we have our feet turned out. If you haven't had a mat, like a Pilates mat or yoga mat, you're gonna kind of face your toes to the corners of that mat. We really want those knees to track over those toes when we add in our plies. So if you notice that's not happening and you need to move the toes a little bit further in, totally fine. We're just gonna start bringing our arms straight up, right back down. Straight up, right back down. So as you're doing this, we still are thinking about those ears, right over those shoulders. We're scooping in our bellies. We're thinking about pressing through our own tension here. So pretend that you're pushing through some thick goo, peanut butter, pudding. Up, down. Maybe we want to add our plies, like I said, with those knees tracking over those toes. Heavy tailbone, so we're aiming that tailbone straight to the ground. We're scooping in our belly, and we're not letting that rib cage pop out. Remember that kind of bell idea with that rib cage. So if your rib cage was a bell, we want it to stay quiet. So if we pop that rib cage forward, it's going to ring. If we round back, it would ring too. That was really attractive. We like that little forward. We just have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's hold down there. Keep those knees tracking right over those toes, little circles. And technically, we really want those ankles and knees to be a straight line here. So you might need to scoot those feet out a little bit. Ooh, little backs, back, back, back. If you need to come out of this plie anytime, please do. We just have 3, 2, 1, then we reverse. So little forward circles here. Keeping those shoulders plugged in, just holding, scooping your belly, smiling. This is a great way to wake up on a Tuesday. 4, 3, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold those arms out there, a little pulse. Just a little pulse down here. Holding our arms out. Not anything too crazy. So scoop in that belly. Pulse it out. We just have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna hold, lower it a little bit more. Hold here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on up. Quick shake. This is like the single ladies dance, so you can do that. Whew. Gosh, that takes me back. Okay, let's come into a little Pilates knee with our feet. So heels together, toes apart. We have that big slice of pizza between our feet, and we're kind of rolling those legs back. So that's going to activate those glutes. We're scooping in that core. We're going to start here in a hinge. So let's hinge here. You can take a little knee bend if you need. Tip of the head, tip of the tail, nice and straight here. We're just going to bring those arms straight down, and we're going to bring them out. So we're going to face those palms together, actually. And when those arms come out, we're coming parallel to the ground, kind of using gravity against us a little bit, and that's kind of nice. Still scooping your belly. Think about using that tension again. So you're still pressing through something thick. Down, up, down. We just have 5. Really pulling those shoulder blades, working through that mid-back. 3, 2. Last one. We're going to bend here at the arms. So kind of like a weird upside down cactus. We're just going to bring it down, right back up, down, up, down, up. Scoop your belly, up, down, up. We're not going to do a ton of these. We just have 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Come straight on up here. I feel like a robot. Let's bring our arms up back to our cactus. We're just gonna bring them together, right back out, together, out. Still think about rolling those legs out, activating those glutes. Scooping your belly. We just have 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. We're gonna hold it out here in our cactus. We're gonna press it up, right back down, up, down. This is kind of like my woo, we're almost done with this. Up, down, down, down. Still here, we're still tracking those knees over those toes. We just have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great. Come on down here. Just a little shake. We'll just do a few things for our triceps just to say we did. So come back to that side hinge. We're gonna have parallel feet. We're gonna take our arms straight out. Palms are facing each other here. We're just gonna press them both up, down, up, down. So just keeping that movement right in that shoulder. Our hips and shoulders are square. Down, up, down. Really kind of isolating that triceps here. You're still scooping your belly. Down. We just have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it there. Press it in, out. So look like you're trying to clap your hands behind your back. Check in with those shoulders. Make sure they haven't started to creep up to the ears. Just have 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. And of course, we gotta hold it in there. Hold them together. Hold them up there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. Shake it out. Let's get rid of those hand weights. Quick little arm stretch here. Let's bring that right arm in front. Bring it back behind our head. Opposite arm. That guy behind your head. Great. Let's come up to the bar here. Or chair, whatever you have. So we're gonna come sideways here. We're gonna think about that 4th position that we've kind of played around with a little bit. So it's like we have our Pilates V here, but we just take 1 foot back. So it's like our heel is kind of hitting in the middle of that opposite foot there. And I have kind of 3 inches between them here, not a ton of space. We're just gonna think about going straight up and down here. And if you wanna face the bar, that's totally fine. So we're just gonna straight up, right back down, up, down. So we're still thinking about scooping everything in. We're still thinking about that heavy tailbone. It's like someone has a string and they're just pulling us straight up to the sky. Up, down, up, down, up, down. We got our calves working. We just have 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, we're gonna hold up there. Let's bring it down about 5 to 6 inches here. And we're just gonna do a couple little hip sways. So bring it right, center, left, center, right, center, left, center. So holding in that super high releve with those feet. Left, center, still scooping your belly. Still thinking about that heavy tailbone, even though we're doing fun little hip sways. We just have 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Hold here, come down a little bit lower, and we're just gonna count it down here. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come up, we're still keeping this position here though. Come on back down. We're gonna start doing a little kind of side crunch here. So we're gonna bring that leg up, right back to its spot. Up, right back to, so really thinking about right here, just crunching it in, and that arm can just go straight up. The left leg, we still have kind of a soft knee, so we're not locking out in that knee. Just side crunch it out. We just have 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Hold it back there. That arm comes down. We're gonna just switch that over on the other side, get some of that in over there. Fun times. So we can be nice and even. So this time we're gonna take our left foot forward. Our right foot is back. Once again, it's like that foot is hitting right in the middle there. And once again, you can face the bar if you need. We're just gonna go straight up and down here. So up, down, getting our calves. Up, down, up, down, just straight up to the sky. We're not rocking forward, not rocking back. Nice plugged in shoulders, ears are over those shoulders. We just have 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Remember, we hold it up there. We're gonna bring it down, that 5 to 6 inches. And we're gonna do that same little hits over here, because it's a little bit different depending on which leg you have. Forward for me, I feel like my back leg takes a little bit more of the brunt of the exercise. It's probably holding me up a little higher. So it's our left, center, right, center. Just isolating that pelvis. Left, center, right, center. We got our 5. We got our 4. Scoop your belly. 3. Last 2. And last one. Bring it a little bit lower. And we hold. Got our hold here. We can do it. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it straight up. Right back down. We have our little side crunch here. So let's just bring that arm straight up and we crunch it in. Right back in. So as you're here, really scoop in that belly. So it's kind of like we're trying to stay upright. And this side is just taking a little side crunch. And that foot's going right back to its spot. Not a ton of bounce. We're just taking a lot of control here. And if you're like, I don't need the bar, I don't let go of the bar, more power to you. We just have 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Bring that arm down. Let's face the bar here. We're going to do a couple of our little foldovers at the bar. So we're going to face our bar about arm's distance away. So we're going to take that hinge here, and it's a pretty good hinge. We're going to bring our right leg straight back, so square off the hips here. So it's going to be a little elevated because I kind of want tip of the head to the tip of the toe to be nice and straight here. And we're going to kind of do our little teeter-totter motion. So we kind of bend into the bar, right back up. So a lot of control here. I want you to think about that anchor leg here. Is it locked out? Because traditionally, I feel like for this exercise, the anchor leg is the one that's going to feel it when we're done, which is a lot of fun. And we're not Hulk moding into the bar. It's just kind of there to keep our balance. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to hold here. Let's bend that leg. We really don't want to crease in the back here. We want the movement to come from like the glutes. So we're just going to press it up, down, up, down. This doesn't have to be a big movement. Make sure, once again, you're not feeling it in that low back. It should be those glutes where that movement is coming from. We're not kind of creasing here, not jerking around. Upper body is nice and stable. We just got our nice pointy foot. We're poking a hole in the ceiling with our foot. We just have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to bring it here, kind of do our dog and a fire hydrant. Bring the knees together, out. Bring the knees together, out. Knees together, a little dog and a fire hydrant. This does not have to be high. We still really want to make sure our hips are staying square. We're scooping in our bellies. We just have 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, hold it there. We're just gonna bring it out, right back in, out, in, out, in. We're not gonna do a ton of these. We just have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that leg down. Are you feeling it here? On your standing leg, I know, who knew? Let's come back to that position here. So hinge. This time that opposite leg comes out. Soft bend in that anchor leg. So straight line from the tip of the head to the tip of the toe. It's like we're a teeter-totter. So think of yourself as a teeter-totter. Be the teeter-totter that you've always wanted to be. So scoop your belly here. Nice straight line once again. Just seeing what we need to do to kind of get that movement in one nice flow. We just have 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Then we hold in our teeter-totter. We bend at the knee and we just pulse it up here. Don't move that back. It's coming from your glutes. Little pulses up. Scoop your belly up, up, up. We just are working on that isolated movement, poking a hole in the ceiling with our toe. We just have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So we bring that leg in. We do our dog and a fire hydrant, back down. Dog and a fire hydrant, down. It's the only really good term I can think of for this movement because that's what it makes me think of. So now you're a dog and a fire hydrant. All these things we can pretend to be, and that's what we choose. Up, down, up, down. Checking with that standing leg knee. We have 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. We're gonna hold that leg up, bring it out, right back in, out, in, out, in. Check in with your belly. Check in with your standing leg. Out, in, out, in. We just have 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Bring that leg down. Shake yourself out. Let's do a quick figure 4 stretch. So let's cross that right leg over first. Just sit back into it. Maybe we flex that foot to really protect that knee. Switch your legs. One out of it. Bring that guy over. Let's come down to the floor here. Getting in a couple things. So let's come down kind of into our bird dog-like position. So taking our hands on the mat, so you can bring them out to the sides if that feels better to you, or they can be right under you. I kind of like it out to the side so I can angle my wrists a little bit down, so I take a little extra pressure off those wrists. We're gonna take our right leg out, left arm, like our traditional bird dog. So we're seeing how long we can make ourselves here. And what we're doing is we're gonna pull it in, right back out. So in, out, and in the center here, we're getting a nice little crunch of the abs, trying to balance here. In, out. Just keeping our balance. We have 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Hold it out here. Super long body. We're just going to count it down. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back down. We're going to come out to our other side. So we're going to lengthen out. that left leg. Our right arm comes out. Nice long body. We crunch it in, right back out. In, out. And also here, I'm doing a fist hand for this hand, even taking it off the side. This really actually does help straighten out the wrist a lot, if even on the side of your mat is a little bit too much. So crunch it in, out, just trying to maintain that balance. And if you're like, that's too much for me, and you want to have both arms down and just crunching the legs, totally fine. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it out there, nice long body. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. Sit back, let's roll the wrists out. Let's flip it over. We're gonna do a couple little bridgey things to end today. So, taking our bridge feet, so we're gonna take our feet and knees about fist width apart. We'll do a couple roll downs, we'll just do 2. So you can either hold the legs here or have the arms out. So we're just gonna tuck that pelvis and just slowly piece that back down to the mat. And then just come right back up. Just kind of piecing through that back a little bit, always feels good. This is your last one. And then this next one, we'll just stay laying on the mat. Okay. So let's take our hands kind of all the way up to the sky here. So nice flip palms, we're creating like a V shape with our arms. We're gonna start here just with our kind of one leg bridge. So I'm gonna take my right leg up to tabletop already, or you can take it straight, kind of even with that opposite leg, whatever feels better to you. I kind of find this version is a little harder for me, so, play around with it. We're still gonna use that same motion here as we tuck that pelvis. You're gonna piece yourself up, making that body nice and long, and then exhale yourself down, upper back, mid back, low back, little arc away, inhale, tuck. Piece yourself up. Exhale down. This next one, we are going to hang out up there. So up here, we're just going to drop it down, up, down, up. So been in the class with me Pilates style. I call these the booty drop hinges. We just have 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Bring that leg down, use yourself to the mat. We're gonna have our left leg come up now. Inhale, tuck that pelvis, piece yourself up. Exhale yourself down. Inhale up. Exhale down. This next one, we'll do our hinges, or you can always just hold or take both feet down, whatever feels good. You just kind of drop it down, right back up. So we're not popping those hips up at the top of our bridge. Up, down, up. Just we got 5. We got 4, 3, 2. Last one. Hold it there. Bring that foot in. Exhale yourself down. We're going to do a few on our tippy toes, or you can just do regular. So come to your tippy toes. We're going to inhale, tuck that pelvis, piece yourself up. Here we are at our tippy toes. Exhale yourself down. Last one. We'll tuck, piece yourself up. Exhale down. Let's find those nice flat feet. Again, we're going to roll on up here. Inhale, chin, chest. Piece yourself up. Finding our nice kind of cross-leg position here. We're going to take our hands, interlace them, kind of press them forward, rounding out our back. You're still scooping your belly in here. Taking those hands behind you. Sometimes I like to switch to cross my feet. Still interlacing those fingers. Pressing back, getting a nice chest opener here. bringing those arms forward. We're gonna come into our little egg shape and kind of roll ourselves up. So find your parallel feet. I read an article recently about squatting like a toddler. So apparently it's good for us. So this position is good for us. Who knew? So finding this little position here, we're gonna slowly lengthen that body up. We can take our heavy head and shake it out here. Shake out the head, shake out the neck. Heavy arms. And then we're just gonna slowly piece yourself up. The head is that last thing to come up. And that does it today. So thank you for joining me. Hopefully